Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Shoeshine Mike podcast of Lions of the Desert. The Lions of the Desert podcast brought to you by Detroit Coney Grill over there at 6953 North Hayden Drive, North Hayden Road, pardon me, just south of Indian Bend. During the football season, we televise. I call play by play for all the Lions games, and we also have a good time with others. I'll be there for the Final Four, of course, the NFL draft, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. We'll have a really good time, and we'll follow our hometown teams. And it's an interesting point here. I think the Lions could win or be in the playoffs. All four teams can be in the playoffs. But I'll tell you what, the last time we did that was 1984. So 31 years ago, all four teams were in the playoffs. I really, really believe all four teams can do that again this year. Told you we were brought to you by Detroit Coney Grill, and we really have a good time over there. Now, something I like to do starting every week now is I would like to do a commentary, and I call it. Let me make sure I'm good here. Yeah, we're all good here. I call it "If the Shoe Fits." Okay, we've heard a lot of controversy lately on TV and in the news on men playing women's sports. I think it's dastardly. I think it's bullshit. I truly do. I don't think any man, and a good case was on, I guess, President Trump's speech the other night. A young girl, she was like 16 or 17, and she was playing volleyball. And this older guy just said he was a woman. So he got to play in it and he smashed it. He did a spike right in her face. And she went into coma. She had all kinds of brain damage. This is just, you remember the Olympics when they had that boxing match and this guy comes out boxing this little girl and just pounded the heck out of her. This is crap. This is bullshit. And if they had Title IX, they had Title IX to protect women's sports. All right. But this is crap. I totally love women's sports. I love Caitlin Clark and women's basketball last year. Come on. This is just dastardly. The only word I can look at. It's just really, really bad. And I'm seeing all this going on, and they argue over it. I don't see any kind of argument going. The NCAA, I mean, President Trump put out an executive order saying men don't play women's sports. And all I saw there was it was just crap, right? Because a lot of the colleges or a lot of the states said that they weren't going to do it. It's now federal law. They tried to pass it in Congress, but you need 60 votes. And to my amazement, so many Democrats did not vote against men playing women's sports. I don't know what they're coming to. I know they're a total mess right now after all the elections and the mess and everything. But it seems like they're doing anything they can now out of spite because they lost. So you got my commentary on it. If the shoe fits, no, men don't play women's sports, and that's just it. I to me it's so degrading to see that crap. It's just crap, you know. So we'll do that. Let me give a couple of shout outs here. Mobile at uh, Mobile, right? Arrowhead BMW. And Super Salesman. He's on my regular show, the Shoeshine Mike Radio Hour, every Saturday morning on AM 1100 KFNX. We come on at 10 o'clock. And Mo's always there with talking about the dealership, the deals, the beautifully low percentages they have. Give Mo a personal call. He's there to help you. 217 553 2401. That's Mo Bell at 217 553 2401. I talk about other people, and because I have so many friends going on, and they're all salesmen. They're all my buddies. I shine shoes at all the dealerships, and these are friends. And this is my way of paying them back because they're good guys. You got Cole Lauderman, also at Arrowhead BMW. Now, he's the manager of the internet department. And Cole, what he can do is you give him a call. Now, you don't have to go to the internet to buy a car. If you have any questions about buying a car on the internet, you go to Cole Lauderman. All right. Oh, extremely wonderful guy, and a big Cardinals fan. So you might want to put that in there. I always kind of slide him on that. But give Cole a call there. 309 339 1844. 309 339 1824. Any questions you have on the internet cars? If you want to call him up and just buy a car right there on the internet, he's right there to help you. And he's really the guy. And I just think he's just a really good guy. One more person I have, if that's okay, at Chapman Hyundai in the Scottsdale Auto Show, right there in Piedmont Indian School. As you're coming down to 101, right there in Indian School, just take off and you've got it there. But Sean Sakari, I like this guy so much. Good friend. I like this guy so much. Originally from South Carolina, but he's lived here all his life. Good man. 602 358 3206. Now, the cool thing about Sean, the moment you go in there, check out his kicks. He's always got these fancy, fancy kicks on and takes a lot of pride in them. And I know that personally. Sean Sakari at Chapman Hyundai over on Piedmont Indian School. Now, we have some buzz on the Lions. And I'm going to go with this now. As far as free agency goes, I think we have so many players who need to resign. We'll start with Carlton Davis. They will resign him. Carlton Davis loves being a Lion. He'll be there. You got big contracts coming with Aiden Hutchinson. I'll put that one out there right away. And we know we've been looking for a edge rusher. There's plenty in the draft. Although last week I talked about Mike Green from Marshall, and I thought he'd be a perfect fit. But he has allegations, the old sexual allegations and misconduct and stuff. He's fighting right now. So his stock has dropped a little bit. But there's so many good edge rushers and linebackers in this draft. I wonder if the Lions are going to do their usual, go to Alabama and Iowa and see what they got cooking. I love all the tight ends that come from Iowa. It's one of my big things, as I personally think that the football coach for Iowa goes to the wrestling room and he picks out one of the wrestlers and said, "You're my new tight end." Now that's happened with Samuel Porton, Hawkinson, Noah Fant, Kettles, all those guys. And I think even Kelsey was in there somewhere. But Iowa tight end university, nondescript. I'll tell you, it's just so good. Now, I talked about that. A lot of resigns. Carlton Davis. Now, Aiden Hutchinson. I watch Aiden Hutchinson, and I think he's going to be ready to play and everything. He's running, he's doing sprints and stuff like that. We need, everybody keeps talking about an edge rusher, but if we can pick a good one up in the draft or a free agent, Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals has just been put up for trade, and the Lions can afford it. The Lions can afford it. And you want Trey Hendrickson? He's going to be 30, but he's got that veteran, and he had 18 sacks last year, 109 hurries, and that looked pretty good to me. So I could see him opposite Hutch. And you still have Reader and Elaine McNeil in the middle there, linebackers. All right, Reeves Maven has been wavered off the team. All right, he's not going to be there. So we look for another linebacker, and you got Jack Campbell and of course Alex Anzalone, and you can't beat that. Those are two tough guys. And I like that, but I'm positive. I'm trying to remember his name really bad. I apologize. But from Alabama, once again, a really standout linebacker, and I think they might go there. All right. The draft is coming up here in April. And I'm waiting that because it's an important draft because we got one hell of a schedule this year. We're playing all first year teams, first place teams. And I think it's going to be crazy. And I really do hope that the opening game of the year, and they always do that, the Sunday night football game on Thursday to open the season. I think it's going to be the Detroit Lions at the Philadelphia Eagles. And speaking of the Eagles, Darius Slay has been released. And why not bring Darius home for one more year, put him opposite Carlton Davis? You got Terry and Arnold. It's going to be much better. Rickenshaw would be better. They were both rookies last year, and I can see them going well. You got Vinder as the backup. And I just think that's a great idea. Bring him home. Let Darius Slay, who was very loved in Detroit, very well liked, till Matt Patricia got there and got rid of him. Matt Patricia, I cringe every time I even think of the name. And now he's what? Now he's defensive coordinator of Ohio State. Oh, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Good Lord. That means we'll win 5 in a row this year. And it's in Michigan. So I hope he's ready to go because I remember back when, let's see, on ESPN Sports, and they would do the Big Ten games, and they had the Michigan State game on, and Matt Millen was one of the commentators. He was not there after the first quarter because of the outcry. The outcry from everybody in Michigan, Matt Millen. He ruined the Detroit Lions, they said, God bless him. He's fine, he's had a hard time lately, but I remember that, and I think the same thing would happen. Same thing would happen. if anybody gets in the way. And Matt Patricia, I'd love to see him get nailed on that. That would be so much fun. Well, what we'll do with that then, and remember the draft is coming. We have the 28th pick. We have 8 picks altogether. So I see us as far as free agency. We have the draft picks. We can make the trades. I would love to see Darius Slay come back to the Detroit Lions and give him hell over that right side. He's all set. He was all pro again last year. Um, I would love that very, very much. What we'll do then is now that's the Detroit Lions news. There's not too much in this part of the year. You can do all the what ifs. And I love the mock draft. I love talking trades. I'll go to YouTube. I'll look them all up. Woodward Sports, what have you, Locked On Lions, and I'll watch them. And they do an incredible amount of what ifs, an amazing amount, because there's really nothing else to talk about as far as they're concerned, or anybody else, right? So with all that going on, just a tremendous amount. Let's do this then. I'm going to switch over because I was walking by TV the other day that the Tigers were on. They were playing Houston, and that was awesome. I saw 3 home runs on 3 pitches in a row. And I want to talk about the one player who did the first one. And let's see. Yeah, Jamal Jones. Okay, and they call him the dark horse of getting on the squad. After watching that home run the other day, I cannot see anything else. He plays third base. He can play second base. And at second base, we got Javier Baez. So I'm going to do the lineup for the Tigers in just a moment here. But I watched this kid play, and I tell you what, he's got it. Torkelson will be back. Meadows will be back. There's some injuries going on, but for most of it. And then when you look at that pitching, I can't wait for baseball. When you look at that, I'll be calling some Tigers games. I'm going to do the opening night game, March 27th, the Detroit Tigers at the Los Angeles Dodgers. Oh, Schoolball versus Ohtani. I cannot wait to watch that game, and we'll be right here. I'll do a live podcast. Should you not be able to get it on your TV, you're at work, or you're just hanging out. Good things come to those who wait. We'll do that podcast live. I think it'd be very, very cool. All right, and then here we go. The Detroit Tigers lineup, and it's kind of my call, but I think it's for reals. I watch my Tigers. They're playing wonderful ball right now, and you can see that they're going to be good. And with them being in the playoffs last year, of course, they're one of my 4 teams. And I think the Tigers are going to have a good shot at that. I really do. All right, so let's go. At catcher, Jake Rogers. A strong, good guy. Steals the bases. Good bat. Good man to have there. First base, Cole Keith. Same thing. Good lineup there. At second base, now we got Gleyber Torres and Javier Baez. And Javier, for as big a contract as he has, right, I think it's just not going to make it. I think it's just going to – I'm going to try something here because I think I'm getting a reflection. Let's see if I can kill that. No, it doesn't. So it's not the TV. It might be lights or something. Let me just try that for a second, okay? Okay, did that do it? No, it didn't. I think I know what it is. I will certainly have to work better on the lighting because I don't know where it's coming from, but it's there. So maybe we'll just take off the glasses and kill the reflection. He's ugly. Help, save us. We're sitting here talking about the Tigers. Let's go back to work then. Oh, man, yeah, you heard me say Jake Rogers, Cole Keith, Torres, and Baez. You got Jace. You got Jace Young at third base. Awesome infielder. Really awesome infielder. Riley Green, of course, out there in the field. Kerry Carpenter and Perez. And you will see Torkelson out there. And, we got to remember we got Skubal and Jack Flaherty came back. So those will be something to look really forward to. I tell you what, I can't wait for baseball season to get here. And at the end of the Tigers night, we'll go a couple of more friends here. Lester Perales, okay, Espinole. And he's at Chapman Volkswagen over there on Indian School in Pima. A really easygoing guy. Loves to speak Spanish. He's very, very friendly, easygoing man. and always give you a good deal. He's a good guy. It really is. So to give him a call at 480-295-5093. 480-295-5093. Lester Perales. Tell him Shoeshine Mike sent you, and he'll be waiting for your call. Call him direct. This is not going through the dealership. This is direct line. This is direct line to the people, and they're really good folks, and this would be a good thing to do, okay? And then you got Nettie Davenport, the best girl next door kind of girl in the whole wide world. Very friendly, very easygoing, very witty. You got to watch out for her. She's just a good, witty girl, and has a good time with the people. I've seen her play with the kids. I've seen her having a lot of fun. And those are the people you want because they know they can afford to have a little fun because they're really good at what they do. She's very good at what she does, selling those cars. Give Nettie a call at 520-213-1421, Chapman VW, 520-213-1421. I'm going to take a quick break here, go to a little boys' room. Please bear with me, and I'll be right back. Okay, thank you. All better now. So, of course, we have another sip of coffee while we're relaxing. And let's get back to work because we're going to come up now. We're going to come up now in the NBA and the Pistons. Now they lost to Golden State. You know, they're sixth in the conference though. Still, they're sixth in the conference still, and playoff eligible. 35, they're 28. They lost to the Clippers 123-115. Saturday night they play Golden State at 6:30, and I'll tell you what, Kate Cunningham is on fire. You can't hardly believe how Kate Cunningham has really been taking over that team, and how much fun I think they're all having on a show. It's a wonderful thing. And I want the Pistons to be in the playoffs too. Like I said, the backcourt needs a little work. They're a little tight on that, but let's see how they can do. And they're doing a lot better. I'm pretty certain of that. Very certain of that. Okay. They're doing points per game at 114.7. I just want them to go ahead. You got Ivy's doing good. You got people doing well. They don't fight as much as they should, I think, sometimes. I try to figure that out, and sometimes you just never know, so we'll see what happens on that. And thank you so very much. All right, now I'm going to wrap it up soon with the Red Wings. Um, it's kind of a boring time in sports right now. The broadcasts will be longer in the future. There's just not a lot going on. Not a lot going on. Now, Sunday, I'll be doing a live game on Sundays, and it might be Michigan, might be the NBA, might be the Red Wings. All of them are on Sunday, so I'll decide which one I'm going to do, and I'll podcast the game live, and that'll be a lot of fun. And we'll still talk about our friends. And now with the NHL, the Red Wings, they're 30-25. All right, they are now one game out of the wild card. And I think this is going to be a very tight one. You got, the new coaches working on them all. Raymond is doing well. Patrick Kane. Cedar is a very, very good goalie. I really like watching Cedar in this game. He just it just doesn't play a game whatsoever. It's just a good thing to go. And I love watching them all. I just do. And I'm going to give one more shout out and then just give a general summary because it's a short show. I know that, but it's also not huge playing time right now, and the computer's a little crazy, but we would keep going. One more shout out, if I may. Dan McClure over at Hyundai, 919-348-6354. Dan is one of those easygoing guys. So, one of those people I really, really enjoy working for. And you go see him if you want anything. Now, coming up, I know, like I said, this is a short podcast, but coming up very soon, and next Tuesday night, I'm going to have a full baseball show. All the teams, which ones I think are going to win their divisions, who the Lions have in schedules, the Tigers have in schedules, and we'll go through the full baseball thing. So, and then we got the draft coming up very quickly in April. We got free agency starting in March. I'm going to see all that. Players trades. I'm going to see the free agency for the Lions. The draft I can't wait for. But we'll keep these games going and keep the podcast going year round. And it's one of those things where you have good content, but you don't have things that are exciting enough to keep going with it, except for the Lions. I love the Lions. Michigan's doing well. They lost again the other night. Michigan State's doing well. That's the final game of the year to see who gets the conference, I think. But they'll both be picked. They'll both be in the March Madness. And believe me, when that starts, you're going to hear me because I will be podcasting play-by-play all Michigan State games that are coming on. And that'll be a whole lot of fun. It's a lot more fun when I do the play-by-plays on games. We get going because remember that the hockey game between USA and Canada was really a good time for me. So do me a favor, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your Friday nights tomorrow, right? You should go out Friday night and have a good time, whatever you're going to do. And we'll be back with much more content Sunday. And I'll tell you what, you have a good one. Be kind to everybody you meet. And thank you, Detroit Coney Grill, and all my people who make this show go. I appreciate it all. Have a good night.